She used to text back instantly. Now she leaves you on read for hours, sometimes days. You saw the change in her eyes, but you kept ignoring it, hoping if you just stayed consistent, stayed loyal, stayed good, she'd come back to how it was at the start. But deep down, you knew you were losing her. And the worst part, you couldn't figure out why. You did everything right. You were honest, available, emotionally supportive, and still she drifted. She got colder, less invested, less impressed, less responsive. And now you're sitting here, trying to decode her behavior, losing sleep, blaming yourself, thinking if you had more money, more muscle, more charisma, maybe she'd stay. But it's not about money. It's not about looks. It's not about luck. It's about psychological leverage, a kind of power no one teaches you because they don't want you to know it. They want you dependent, software unaware, playing by rules that were designed to keep you weak. But today, that ends. Because what you're about to hear will flip everything you thought you knew about attraction, about power, about yourself. This isn't about manipulating her. This is about reclaiming you. You're going to learn how to become the kind of man who doesn't get ghosted. He gets chased. Not because of what he says, but because of who he is. And when you embody that version of yourself, she won't just respond. She'll remember you. She'll crave your presence. And if she doesn't, she was never meant to have access to a man like you anyway. This is your turning point. Number 1. Intro myth busting. You were told that being nice would get you love, that if you listened well, helped her solve her problems, showed her you cared, she would stay. You thought that being a good man meant giving her all your attention, being consistent, always available, never letting her feel lonely, showing her you're different from all those other guys. And yet, after doing all of that, she pulled away. She stopped texting first. She started becoming busy. Her tone changed, her energy shifted, and you sat there wondering what went wrong. You blamed yourself, thinking maybe you weren't good-looking enough or rich enough or exciting enough. But the truth is harsher than that, and more freeing too. The truth is, women do not fall in love with comfort. They fall in love with contrast. They don't fall for what's easy. They fall for what's uncertain, for what's emotionally rich, for what activates them on levels they don't understand. They are not designed to value a man who hands them everything. They are designed to pursue a man they cannot fully figure out. And you, by trying to give her everything, robbed her of the one thing she needs to truly fall for you: tension, mystery, emotional challenge. You thought you were making her feel safe, but what you were really doing was making her feel in control. And when she's in control, she loses attraction. Why? Because the very nature of desire is that it needs something out of reach. A woman doesn't dream of a man who obeys her every word. She dreams of a man who moves through life with such unshakable direction, such inner peace, such indifference to her moods, that she starts questioning herself around him. You were taught to be soft, to make her the center of your world. But what you were really doing was betraying yourself. You abandoned your mission. You turned your gaze from the life you were meant to build and placed it on a woman who could sense, deep in her core, that you had no foundation. No man who truly knows his purpose makes a woman his god. And make no mistake, when she senses you're worshipping her instead of leading your own life, she may tolerate you, but she'll never desire you. That's the cold truth. That's why your perfect behavior never worked. She's not attracted to your kindness when it's laced with neediness. She's not drawn to your consistency if it lacks strength. She wants to feel something that shakes her core, not comforts her ego. She's not cruel. She's wired that way. Women aren't evil. They're instinctive. And if your presence doesn't activate something primal in her, she'll find a man who does. Your solution isn't to become colder. It's to become stronger. It's to become a man who lives by principle, by direction, who knows his worth so deeply that he doesn't even need her attraction. That's when you'll earn it. When your attention is a gift, not a given. When your time is earned, not begged for. When you show up not to please, but to lead, to offer a world she can step into, not control. You're not here to be her therapist. You're not here to be her emotional sponge. You're here to live a life so full, so disciplined, so unshakable, that her only option is to respect you. And from respect, desire grows. You must kill the lie that she will love you for giving her everything, because what she really wants is a man who gives himself everything first. She wants to feel your strength, not hear about your struggles. You are not here to earn her love. You are here to embody the kind of man who doesn't need it. And ironically, that's exactly when she starts giving it. Number 2, power of presence. Have you ever watched the way some men walk into a room and without saying a word, people shift? Conversations pause, eyes follow, energy rearranges. And it's not because they're loud, tall, rich, or flashy. It's because of something deeper, something you can't buy. It's presence. And the brutal truth is, most men today don't have it. They walk in with their heads low, shoulders slouched, seeking approval in every glance. They speak like they're apologizing for existing. They move like background noise, and that's exactly how they're treated. If you feel invisible, it's not bad luck. It's not that women are shallow. It's that you've given them nothing to feel. Your presence is not physical. It's emotional. And presence is built in solitude, in discipline, in the deep work of becoming someone you yourself respect. Because when you respect yourself, when you wake up with a purpose, when you've fought battles alone, when you've faced your demons and chosen growth anyway, it radiates. You stop explaining. You stop performing. You stop trying to convince anyone of anything. You just walk into the room and own it, without trying. Women feel that. They don't have to be told. Your stillness, your posture, your pace, it speaks louder than any pickup line. But presence doesn't just happen. You earn it. You earn it when you set goals and hit them. When you tell yourself you'll go to the gym, and you go. When you commit to building that side hustle, and you stay up late learning. When you cut off distractions, stop scrolling for cheap dopamine, and decide that this life will be yours to dominate or destroy. That inner fire? That's what creates outer presence. And here's the painful truth. The reason she doesn't feel drawn to you isn't because of your face, your height, or your income. It's because your energy screams hesitation. You look to her for cues. You adjust based on her mood. You move based on her response. That makes her feel like the leader, and she hates that. She may smile. She may say you're sweet. But inside, she's repulsed. Not because you're bad, but because you've made her the sun in your sky. And no woman wants to orbit a man who has no gravity of his own. You want presence? Stop chasing her. Start chasing you. Show up every day like you're at war with your lesser self. Look at yourself in the mirror, not for validation, but to see if you're proud of what's looking back. Speak less. Listen more. Move slow. Be deliberate. You don't owe her your life story. Let her earn your truth. Let your actions talk first. Let her watch you lead without needing to be seen. Because when you carry yourself with that quiet certainty, she'll feel it before she even knows your name. That's presence. And it can't be faked. You don't need to be a millionaire. You don't need to be ripped. You just need to be a man who doesn't need anything from her. And from that space, you become the only kind of man she can't forget. The one who doesn't try to take her energy, but makes her want to give it. And if you're serious about becoming that man, unshakable, respected, felt, then you need to get your hands on the Stoic Relationship Blueprint. The link is waiting in the comments. This isn't just a book, it's the map you never had. The blueprint to everything no one taught you about being in control, about leading with clarity, about creating unbreakable emotional power in your relationships. It answers the questions you've been silently asking. Why do they pull away when I give more? How do I stop being forgotten? What does it really mean to be a man she respects and remembers? This is not motivation, it's transformation. And once you get it, it's yours forever. No expiration, no subscription, just truth, brutal, freeing, life-changing truth. Keep it with you. Reread it when the world starts pulling you off course. Because this time, you won't fold. You'll lead. You'll attract. You'll own your life again. Number 3, the intimate pause. There's a reason why most men never truly stand out in a woman's life, because they never learned the art of restraint. You think if you keep talking, if you explain yourself more, if you keep filling the space with words, she'll eventually understand your value. But what you don't realize is, the more you talk, the more you reveal that you don't understand your own. She doesn't need you to impress her with your vocabulary. She needs to feel your depth without you even opening your mouth. But here's the ugly truth most men will never admit to themselves. You talk too much because you're scared of what might happen if you don't. You're afraid that if you leave space, she'll leave too. So you rush to respond. You rush to please. You over-explain. You try to say the right thing. But every time you do, she senses it. And it kills her attraction inch by inch. Because you're not grounded. You're not still. You're not leading. You're performing. And a woman doesn't want a performer. She wants a presence. And presence is not proven through volume. It's proven through pause. Let me show you how. Imagine she says something passive-aggressive to test you. Most men flinch. They either defend themselves, argue, or laugh nervously. But the man who pauses, who looks her in the eye, stays calm, says nothing for a few seconds, and then responds with deliberate clarity, that man shifts the entire room. He doesn't react. He responds. He doesn't rush. He reigns, and she feels it. She doesn't consciously understand it, but deep inside, it registers. This man isn't ruled by me. That's the beginning of respect. And without respect, attraction is a facade. She may sleep with you, laugh with you, even spend time with you. But if you don't own your silence, she'll never chase you. Silence isn't just space, it's control. It's a reflection of your inner world. And most of you don't pause because your inner world is chaos. You're anxious, doubting yourself, overthinking every word. And she sees it. So she tests more. She pokes more. She becomes colder, meaner, more demanding. And you try harder, thinking you're failing her. But what you're really doing is exposing your own insecurity. You must learn to pause, not just with your voice, but with your energy. When she gets emotional, pause. When she pulls away, pause. When she gets dramatic, pause. Not because you're ignoring her, but because you refuse to be controlled. That pause, it's the difference between being respected and being used. You want her attention? Then stop chasing hers. Let her feel the discomfort of not knowing what you'll do next. Let her feel the tension of your silence, of your delay, of your patience. That's what keeps her emotionally invested. Not the compliments, not the availability, not the effort. It's the pause, the mystery, the restraint. That's what creates gravity around you. That's what makes her wonder. And the moment she's wondering, she's investing. And the longer she invests, the deeper the hook. You don't need more words, you need more weight. And weight comes from pause, from space, from learning to be so internally solid, so emotionally composed, that you don't need to explain yourself to anyone, not even her. That's when you flip the script. That's when she stops testing you and starts trying to prove herself to you. And that's when you know you've stepped into power. Number 4, verbal seduction. You've been lied to about how attraction works. You think it's about saying sweet things, offering compliments, being gentle with your words, never offending her, never making her uncomfortable. But the men who women remember, the men who stay in their thoughts long after they're gone, they don't speak to impress. They speak to penetrate. They use words like weapons, like music, like emotional keys that unlock doors no one else even sees. Verbal seduction is not about charm. It's about precision. And if you don't understand that, you'll always be the guy who gets told, "You're such a nice guy, but I just don't feel that spark," because you've been using words to seek approval instead of provoke emotion. You think she wants compliments, but what she really wants is contrast. She wants tension. She wants to be pulled into a moment so rich with subtext that she forgets about everyone else. That's what your words are supposed to do, not to flatter her, but to affect her, to create space in her mind where only you exist. And here's how you do it. Stop saying the things everyone else says. "You're beautiful. You're amazing. You're so sweet." These mean nothing. They're currency with no value. What you need to say is what no one else sees. The way you look at people when they're not watching, it's intense, like you see more than you say. That hits different. That sticks, because now she feels seen, not just admired. And when a woman feels seen, she starts questioning why no one else sees her like that. That's emotional leverage. That's power. But it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Your tone, your pacing, your delivery. It must be slow, intentional, unafraid. You pause in the middle of your sentence, lower your voice, speak like every word has weight. That forces her to lean in, to feel, to pay attention, because most men talk to be heard, but you talk to be felt. And that difference is everything. Think about this. When was the last time you said something that made a woman go quiet? Not because she didn't know what to say, but because it hit something real inside her. That's the power of words. Not noise, but impact. Not flattery, but truth. When you learn to use words like this, you become unforgettable. Not because of your looks or your status, but because of how you make her feel when you speak. You're not just another guy. You're an experience. And if you want to master this, start practicing every day. Talk to strangers. Ask questions that dig beneath the surface. Compliment people on their energy, not their appearance. And watch how they respond. Watch how their face changes when they feel understood. Then apply that to women. But always from a place of strength. You're not speaking to win her over. You're speaking because you own your truth. Because your voice isn't just sound, it's a mirror. And when she sees herself in your words, she'll start chasing the man who made her feel that way. That's how you become a memory she returns to, a thought she can't escape, a man she tells her friends about with a half smile and no explanation. You become the story, not the option. And all it takes is learning how to speak, not to get her, but to move her. Speak less, mean more, make your words a moment, not a message, and she'll remember everyone. Number 5, the authentic compliment. Most men believe compliments are about making women feel good, but that's the surface level lie you've been sold, and it's been killing your game for years. You think telling her she's beautiful will make her value you, that praising her style or her laugh or her intelligence will make her feel appreciated and in turn attracted to you. But the truth is, the more you compliment her for traits she already knows she has, things she hears from everyone, the less she hears you. The moment you tell her what every other man does, you become background noise. The truth most men ignore is that compliments only matter when they come from someone she respects. And when they touch something deeper than the surface, she puts on display. You're not showing her appreciation by gassing up her ego. You're just blending into the chorus of thirsty voices that validate her for simply existing. Women aren't suffering from a lack of attention. They're drowning in it. What they lack and crave is meaning, depth, a sense that someone sees them beyond what's obvious. That's where the authentic compliment becomes powerful, not because it flatters, but because it penetrates, because it hits something she didn't even know was visible. Imagine you look her in the eyes and say, "The way you looked after that old lady on the train, like it wasn't a show, like that's just who you are, that's rare. That's not about her makeup, that's not about her dress, that's about her core." You're telling her, "I see the parts of you that matter," and when she feels that, she sees you differently. Because now you're not just another guy trying to get in her pants, you're a man who operates on a different frequency. But to give that kind of compliment, you have to first become the kind of man who notices substance. That starts with you practicing awareness. Every day, in every conversation. Train yourself to pay attention to the things others miss, the details, the micro-expressions, the energy shifts. And don't just throw out praise to get something. Say less, mean more. Your words carry weight only when you do. A compliment from a weak man feels like a bribe, but from a man who has standards, from a man who isn't impressed by surface beauty, now that hits, that lingers, that makes her think about you long after you're gone. And here's the part most won't say out loud. If you're constantly complimenting her, you're unconsciously putting her above you. You're placing her on a pedestal. And every time you do that, she feels less attracted to you, not because she doesn't like being admired, but because she doesn't want to lead. A woman wants to earn your attention. She wants to feel like your words mean something, that your admiration is rare, not handed out to anyone in heels. So save your compliments for when they matter. Make her wonder why you're not praising her like the rest. Make her work for your words. And when you finally give them, make them count. Say something no one else can say. Say something only a man of depth would notice. That's when she sees your value. That's when she starts chasing you, not because of what you gave her, but because of what you made her feel. The authentic compliment isn't about being nice, it's about being real. And in a world full of flattery, the truth stands out like a lighthouse in a storm. Number 6. Mystery over validation. You've been conditioned to believe that if you give her constant reassurance, if you answer every text immediately, if you let her know how much you like her without hesitation, she'll feel secure and give you her heart. But that couldn't be further from the truth. What you're actually doing is smothering her desire before it even gets a chance to breathe. Because women are not drawn to men who give them everything up front. They are drawn to men who make them work, who activate curiosity, who create gaps. And if you're the guy who's always explaining himself, always trying to clarify your intentions, always double texting to make sure she knows you care, then you are training her to see you as safe, predictable, and most of all, boring. And boring is death to attraction. You want her obsessed, you want her checking her phone, rereading your texts, wondering what you're thinking. Then stop handing her everything. Start giving her questions instead of answers. Start making her earn your energy. And I don't mean playing games. I mean living in such a way that your world doesn't revolve around her. You have to become the man who has a mission so strong, a vision so captivating, that she's not the center of your attention, but a guest in your journey. That's where mystery comes from. It comes from purpose. It comes from restraint. It comes from not needing to validate her every moment because you're busy building something bigger than her approval. Let her wonder. Let her ask herself, why didn't he text back right away? Let her question, did he really enjoy our date? Let her feel that tension, that uncertainty, that pull. Because when she doesn't know where she stands with you, she invests more. She plays harder. She leans in. But when you give her certainty too soon, when you strip away all the mystery, you also strip away her emotional engagement. She no longer has to think about you. She doesn't have to guess, to chase, to work. And what's handed freely is rarely valued. You think you're showing her love, but what you're actually showing is insecurity. That need to constantly validate, to always be available, to make sure she knows where you stand. That's not love, that's fear. And fear is not attractive. You need to stop managing her emotions and start managing your boundaries. You need to become okay with her not knowing, with her wondering, with her having doubts, because that's where desire is born. That's where the chase begins. And here's what happens when you lean into that power. She starts to pursue you. She starts to open up more. She starts revealing parts of herself to try and get closer. Because now you're the puzzle she can't solve. You're the riddle that keeps her engaged. You're not the guy who validates her. You're the guy she wants validation from. And that flips everything. That's when she starts thinking about you when she's with other people. That's when she starts comparing every man to you. That's when she starts realizing you're rare. So stop explaining. Stop over-communicating. Stop giving her everything just because you want her to feel safe. Make her feel alive. Make her feel intrigued. Make her miss you. And you'll have her in ways no validation ever could. Number 7. Playful power. You've been led to believe that teasing a woman might offend her, that poking fun at what she says or gently calling out her contradictions will make you seem immature or mean. But that belief is exactly what keeps you stuck in her friend zone, ignored, overlooked, forgotten. You've become so terrified of doing something wrong that you've neutered your natural edge, and in doing so, you've erased the very thing that could have set you apart, your playfulness. But not the childish kind, the kind rooted in confidence. Because true playful power isn't about mocking or cruelty. It's about showing that you are so emotionally secure, so internally unfazed by her reactions, that you can dance on the edge of tension without fear of falling. And most men can't do this because they walk on eggshells. They fear rejection so much that they treat every interaction like a job interview. But here's the truth. The man who dares to play, who jokes, teases, challenges without seeking approval, is the man who she ends up remembering. Why? Because he's not trying to please. He's being. He's grounded enough to laugh, to question, to say things like, "You believe in horoscopes? Oh, so you're dangerous and unstable. Got it," with a smirk that disarms and a tone that makes her laugh and lean in. That moment, where she doesn't know whether to be offended or intrigued, is where the spark is born. She'll say you're cocky, she'll call you a handful, but deep down, she'll be craving more, because you've shown her that you're not trying to win her. You're trying to enjoy her. And most men can't offer that because they're stuck in fear. They overthink every word, try too hard to be liked, and end up sounding like AI-generated pickup lines. But you become the one who treats her like a person, not a prize. You throw playful jabs. You roll your eyes at her dramatic stories. You say things like, "Wow, you sound exhausting to date," with a straight face. And you don't flinch. Because you're not performing, you're living. And women don't want perfect. They want real. They want a man who doesn't fold at their mood swings, who can hold his own energy and still keep it fun. But to unlock that, you have to let go of your need to be seen as nice. Stop chasing likability. Start chasing truth. Speak what you feel. Laugh at what you want. Call out her patterns in a way that makes her reflect and giggle at the same time. That's when you become dangerous. Not because you're offensive, but because you're free. You stop adjusting to fit her expectations. You become the storm she didn't see coming. And if you master this dance of tension and play, she'll come back again and again. Not for your compliments, but for the way you make her feel. Challenged, curious, and fully alive. Number 8. The unexpected vulnerability. There's a twisted narrative floating around that vulnerability is weakness, that the moment a man shares his emotions, he becomes less attractive, less powerful, less respected. But that belief is only true when you misunderstand how and why to reveal yourself. You've either been taught to shut down completely, becoming emotionally unavailable and detached, or you've swung the other way, pouring your heart out in hopes she'll feel connected, exposing your wounds too early and wondering why she suddenly pulled away. And the answer is nuance. Vulnerability doesn't destroy attraction. Neediness does. Telling her your story, your pain, your past isn't the problem. The problem is when you do it to seek validation, when you're trying to get her sympathy, when you're bleeding on her expecting her to stitch you up. That's when you lose her. But when you share your truth from a place of strength, when you say, yeah, I've had dark days and I got through them, without flinching, without apologizing, you become magnetic. Because now she's not looking at a victim, she's looking at a survivor, a leader, a man who has walked through fire and didn't let it break him. And women crave that, not because they want to save you, but because they want to feel safe with you. And nothing feels safer than a man who's made peace with his past. But the key word here is unexpected. Because when you pair vulnerability with strength, when you can make her laugh, challenge her, and then drop a line that reveals your soul, it disarms her. It hits her somewhere deeper than charm ever could. She starts seeing you not just as fun or intriguing, but as real. And in a world full of masks, real is irresistible. But here's what most men miss. Vulnerability doesn't mean you tell your life story on the first date. It means you reveal moments of truth, of reflection, of pain overcome. And you drop them like breadcrumbs, not bombs. Let her earn your layers. Don't open the vault too soon. But don't hide everything behind bravado either. Let her see you, not all at once, but in flashes, in glances, in unexpected pauses where you let your guard down, not because you have to, but because you choose to. That choice, that control, that's what makes it powerful. Because now you're not exposing weakness, you're demonstrating strength. And when a woman sees a man who can be both composed and cracked open, who doesn't crumble under the weight of his story, she starts to respect you in ways you can't fake. She starts imagining what it would feel like to be seen by you. And that thought alone makes her want to see more. Number 9, the feeling she can't forget. Every man wants to be unforgettable, but most go about it the wrong way. You try to impress with your car, your job, your watch, your social media clout, hoping those external things will make her remember you. But women don't remember details. They remember feelings. They forget the words you used, but remember the way your silence held her. They forget your outfit, but remember the way you looked at her when she spoke. They forget your resume, but remember how they felt when they were around you. That's the part you've been missing. You're trying to be impressive when you should be trying to be felt. Because the man she can't forget is the one who didn't just entertain her. He moved her. Who left a mark not on her phone, but on her psyche. And how do you do that? You stop focusing on what you can get and start focusing on what you can give, not materially, but emotionally. You give stillness, you give clarity, you give groundedness. You give her a contrast to the chaos of her world. You become a moment of truth in a life full of noise. And the more you do that, the more she starts associating you with peace, with meaning, with something real. And that association is the hook. That's what keeps her coming back, even when she doesn't understand why. She'll try to explain it to her friends. There's just something about him. But she won't be able to define it. Because it wasn't about what you said or what you wore. It was about how you made her feel. You didn't chase. You didn't overdo. You just stood there, fully rooted in yourself, and let her orbit your gravity. And that changes everything. Because now you're not just a guy she dated, you're a standard. You're the man she compares others to. The man who made her think deeper, feel more, question herself. You're the feeling she didn't even know she needed. And long after the conversations fade, after the texts dry up, after the photos are deleted, that feeling remains. It lingers in her chest. It replays in her mind. It becomes the shadow behind every new man she meets. And that's not accidental. That's intentional. That's the result of a man who knows how to leave a mark, not through trying harder, but through being deeper, through saying less, meaning more, through speaking not just to her ears, but to her soul. You want to be unforgettable, then become the feeling she can't replace, and everything else will follow. If you've made it this far, you already know you're not like the rest. You're done chasing validation, done begging for clarity, done waking up with that pit in your chest, wondering why she's losing interest. You're done with pretending everything's fine while you're crumbling inside. You're ready to become the man she can't forget, the man who commands respect without asking for it, who doesn't just attract, but holds her attention with every word, every breath, every moment. And the path to becoming that man is in the Stoic relationship blueprint, a blueprint written for men who are tired of being lied to, tired of being weak, tired of being lost. It's not sugar-coated. It's not nice. It's the truth. And truth is what sets you free. If you're ready to finally understand how attraction works, how you work, then go now. It's linked in the comments. Own it. Keep it. Read it like your life depends on it, because your future does. If you're ready to step into power, comment, "I choose power," right now. Like the video. Subscribe. Share it with every man who's ever questioned his worth over a woman who couldn't even see it. This is how we save years of regret. This is how we take the power back. And this is how we win.